remember.
But
It was hot. It wasn't cold.
So maybe like between
But you
May
would-
and August.
well, but I mean, you had to coordinate the students to go do the video shoot and all that. So you don't have any recall if school was going on or if it was summertime, because that would make a challenge.
I coordinate students all year. So I don't, like right now I have students gonna film the Dazzling Dolls. So they're coming in,
Okay.
so, and every
How many
day.
private commercials have y'all done over the last,
Since
you've
I
been here
started?
since 2007.
Yeah. A lot. A lot.
So name some of the people that y'all done.
Okay, we did Delta Presents for the Delta Sigma Theta, which is, that they it's like their mentorship program with high school senior boys.
Talking about like commercial
That it was,
stuff. Oh, okay.
yeah. Delta Presents. We did for the Alphas their 40th anniversary. We did a project for them. Pioneering Women for last year's event. We did a project for them. Regina Rogers with IEA. We did a project for them. There was a commercial, I think this is more, for an insurance company in Winnie. We drove to Winnie to do it for him. The Port Arthur MLK brunch. We filmed it.
Who was this insurance agency in Winnie?
I'm sure it's, I can find his name. It was,
You don't have a copy of that?
the commercial. And I go back to my issue, archiving. I've
I
asked,
understand, but I mean, we've got at our office,
there we
we've
go
been
again.
having to archive
You keep
since
comparing.
1996.
You keep comparing your office to mine.
Well, it's.
We're nothing the same. I don't have the resources you have.
I'm afraid you might have more resources, but, back when, hard drive space was expensive, there was no cloud, or if there was a cloud, it was real expensive.
Mhm.
And so we did the most inexpensive thing that we could do to archive our papers, and that was to put them on DVD, just like, and we've been buying DVDs at Sam's Club and Costco and so on for years for just pennies on the dollar.
We had a hard drive system, Lacey hard drives, and they all crashed. And so we would have to have restarted. So we restarted since like maybe 2013, 2012.
Okay, so your hard drive crashed.
Yes.
So you don't have it.
Numerous hard drives crashed, the
Okay.
Lacey's. And I've been in talks with our department to try to find a better way to archive our things. Now we started putting things on
When
our
did these
YouTube.
crash, in 2013?
No, it was before 13. It was, this is 14?
Mhm.
I wanna say like 2 years ago it crashed.
So 2002.
12.
So y'all did have like this insurance company
Yes.
and other productions and stuff on your hard
Yes,
drives.
yes.
But when the Lacey hard drives crashed in 2012, you lost it.
Lost them all.
Okay. So that would be why you didn't make DVDs of it, because you had backup on
The
hard
backup
drives.
on the hard drives,
Okay.
yes. So now we've started doing some DVDs, but then we don't really have the space.
Okay, as a professional,
Yes.
I know that in the news business, you guys have, because here, see, always draw to my own personal
Yes,
experience.
yes.
My brother-in-law spent years as a cameraman, as a co-anchor reporter. As a matter of fact, worked for 6 at one time. I think they fired him, but anyhow, he, on his, trail upward in his career, he wound up with CNN at one point. But he always made a video. He would keep different things that he did, like when he was with Dallas Cowboys, he had video.
Valuable stuff.
Yeah, that he used as part of his resume.
Oh.
So people would want a clip. You're applying for a job in a bigger market,
Mhm.
maybe you're applying for CNC. If you're in this business, it's important that you provide a clip. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the reels, video reels.
Okay, so do you have any of this work that you guys have done on your own personal video reels?
Well, like I said, I wasn't the editor. My students edit. I approve it, and I make sure that, everything's spelled right, and if it's decent and it's in order.
Mhm.
So things that they done, have I kept all of my students' work? No. Maybe the student who edited it may have kept their work. Normally that's what they do at the end of the year, but like I
Well,
said.
these Walker commercials though seem pretty high quality.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know, I thought they were, didn't you?
The graphics.
Now,
Thank you.
I didn't see the one with the dancers and stuff, but, if they're of the same quality, I think there would be some bragging rights to that. What about any of the students, that were involved in the project? Do you remember the name of the students that you sent out to do that?
I don't.
You wouldn't have any records, you wouldn't have any,
I mean,
now that may not be available to me, and you might not have to give that up because it's students.
I don't know
But I'm just wondering if it
who
was available.
did it. I know one of my students did it, and they're all very special to me. Don't misunderstand.
But
But so many come and go.
Yeah.
I don't know which one did what, and I give them so much work to do.
Sure.
For instance, look at the board right now. Outside the huddle, that's OTH, Aaron / the stars. The West, that's Westbrook, Ozan, and Central right there on the board. Outside the huddle, Aaron stars. When Aaron is done, I'm gonna erase it and do a new outside the huddle with cheerleaders with another person, whatever.
Sure.
And then a player of the week. That's the new thing that we're doing, because who is it? That's the
Beaumont
sponsor.
Bone and Joint.
Beaumont Bone and Joint is the sponsor. So I have Tamaya paired up with an advanced kid, Jessica. I mean, it's not that, it's just their assignment. It's a grade. They get a grade for it. They get a grade for their participation. They get a grade for their attitude.
Mhm.
I can figure out. I can tell you readily what they made in the class before I can tell you what such and such particularly edited.
Mhm.
Now we have a BISD YouTube page for web TV, and we're archiving things a little bit better that way.
Mhm.
Like people are uploading their stuff that way. It's a learning process. We're learning. We've made mistakes. We're getting better. We're learning, and that's what school is about. So that's where we are. So and once they're done, I'm erasing it. I can't remember who did the grid wire in 2014. I can't remember that Bryce Clark was the one who was responsible for grid. I can't remember that. That's
But when you give them a grade, when you give one of them a grade for one of these things,
right.
you probably have a memo or something where you say it was for highlights, they got a C or an A, or, because at some point, mama comes up here and
Right.
says, I wanna know why my baby got a B instead of an A.
Correct.
You can go back and say,
Well, just because of highlights.
They kinda messed up on the highlights program I assigned to them, or they kind of did this or that, right?
Yeah, but
So-
a mom doesn't normally come back 3 years later to say, why did my kid get a bad grade on the commercial that they did?
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So,
But you would have, I mean.
for this school year, I have some documentation, but
But there would be
For
no way for you
3
to
years
find it, so
ago?
you couldn't find that out 3 years. I mean, I don't know how you do it.
no, I
Okay.
don't. And I'm sure those kids have graduated. They're like
Mhm.
juniors in college or somewhere.
Right,
So, that's where we are.
okay.
That's what we do. That's how
So
we
you
do.
don't feel like there's any way you could figure out or recall
Who filmed it?
any of the people that were involved in doing those videos for Calvin Walker?
I mean, I can
Because
guess.
Calvin
out of
Walker,
the
now
10.
Calvin Walker, here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Because this was also kind of unique, I guess. When you do a video for someone like that, do they always choreograph it themselves? And because that's a talent.
Everybody has a vision of what they want.
Sure.
For instance, when I did something for Kinsel, they had an idea. People have an
Yeah.
idea of what they want.
But you
in their
probably
mind.
choreographed their
Well,
production,
I
or
can't.
you were the director. Maybe choreograph is not the right word. What about
I'm
director?
telling the student what angle to shoot it from because I know that what their vision is. So somebody
Right.
tells me their vision, and I say, okay, get it from a tight shot, get it from a wide shot, get it from a medium shot. But it's
Is that
their
what you
vision.
did with Walkers, or
I'm
did he
sure.
do that?
I do that with a tight shot, medium shot, wide shot.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did that.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. I thought that Walker took charge of all of that.
No.
No, okay.
He tells me the vision that they want. For instance, like Regina Rogers, she tells me the vision that she wants.
Well,
At
now
the
I'm sorry,
Deltas.
but I know Regina, so
Mhm.
Regina actually got behind the camera and said, do it this way. I love Regina.
This is being taped.
But she doesn't, but no, Regina, no, she
She gives you her vision.
Sure.
Surely. So that's just like
Over and
everybody
over and
else.
over, yeah.
They give you their vision, and you try to align with their vision.
Sure.
So that's what it is.
So this is the part, Camille, that I
Yeah.
have up.
Tell me what you're having a
Okay,
yeah,
you're a
'cause I don't
reporter.
get it.
You're
Yeah.
a reporter, okay? As a matter of fact, I was just doing a little research this morning before I came over.
I mean,
And I Googled your name.
I'm fabulous.
And, you know what's interesting
I am
is when you
really.
Google Camille Briggs Ozan, what comes up is a report she did on a sex club at Ozan.
Yeah.
Right before she came to work here.
Let me
And-
tell you, I was interviewed for 4 hours by the superintendent at that time, which is unheard of to interview a teacher, period. Superintendents don't interview teachers. I was interviewed for 4 hours detailing every story that I did. And I told Dr. Thomas at the time, listen, you don't have to like me, but I'm gonna be the best hire you've ever made, because I work hard. And no matter who I work for, I work extremely hard. So, when the whole stadium thing came about and my students, they're producing these things and we're doing these videos, he finally said, maybe I did do okay by hiring you. But the whole time I had to prove that I wasn't some mole to the examiner, or I wasn't the whole time. Anyway, but enough of that.
But anyhow.
That's just the
So
first
when you
story.
go back, yeah,
Go back
no,
to
that
the-
is, that's
There
the
were other
one.
ones that come up, though, right?
Oh, yeah, there's
Tell me more.
Okay,
What else?
okay.
What else comes up? Let's talk about it a little bit. What else comes
Now
up?
you Google yourself and
Okay.
entertain
I
yourself.
do it every day.
But when you do that, I can't even imagine that, during that time of 2011,
Okay,
yeah, Calvin Walker's been charged with stealing all this money.
okay.
He's, pending going to trial, depending on what time it was. I mean, from December 2010,
Mm-hmm.
when the FBI went to the admin building and asked for invoices and so on, for Calvin Walker, and went to his offices and his home. That was December 2010. So during that entire period of time, he was certainly controversial and in the news, and you as a news person,
Yeah,
you
it's
know
in the
that.
news. Mhm.
So this is the part, and I don't mind telling you, I told Nikisha, just something doesn't smell right coming over the ocean. It smells bad in Denmark. Because I can't even imagine a professional like you that's been on the other side as a reporter, not thinking that, at some time somebody may ask me some questions about this. How did this come about? Did we get paid anything for it? Was it completely a professional relationship, or was it just a friendship thing? At that time, we and everybody else was reporting that Jesse was on the board of directors of Calvin Walker's electrical training institute that he had formed.
Like at school or whatever?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and she said, it was a mistake, that she shouldn't have been on there. He asked her, and she said she didn't want to be, and he did it anyhow, or it was mistakenly put on. I don't remember exactly what the reason was. But in any event, there was just a lot of controversy. This guy, nobody knew if he was guilty or innocent yet. And,
Do they know that?
no,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Interesting.
He's just been charged again by the state now,
With the
so,
same things, right? Or,
pretty much.
Okay.
So I don't believe you don't know that. You don't follow the news anymore?
Well, being that I work for VISD, watching the news is a bit of a downer. So I try to keep myself positive, being that I work with children every day, and I have to come back to work every day, and I have to demand that they give me their best every day.
Sure.
So I don't need downers unnecessarily. So
Okay.
I don't follow it. No.
That's fair. But during that time,
Mhm.
in 2011, so you have this, you have Calvin Walker come to you, and I know that you knew that he had been charged, because I remember the issue with Bill Leger and the press club that year, and that was in poor taste.
What? You acknowledge that it was in poor taste?
Sure.
No one acknowledged to me anything when I made those claims. All I heard was that I was, my integrity lacked, and how dare I say something. And that's all I heard. I never heard anyone finding any validity to anything I said. The press club never addressed it.
You weren't at the press club meeting when, at the Beaumont Club, you weren't sitting next to Angel San Juan when he apologized on behalf of himself
No.
and the press club?
No, not at all.
You weren't sitting there?
No,
Cause Angel actually almost resigned the press club.
he did resign when I heard.
No,
But I
he
was not.
didn't do it at
Oh,
that
you must think I'm
time.
Tracy Payne.
No, I know the difference between you and Tracy
Oh.
Payne. Maybe Tracy was on the board at that
She's
time.
pretty too. It's hard.
Okay, so I'm lost now.
They
So
did
I
Yeah.
don't know
at
what
the,
I'm talking about.
you know, I think they do skits and they try to be funny, but they're not funny. And Bill Leger and I don't even remember
Who is
who all
Bill
was in it.
Leger?
He was kind of an icon of an anchor here in Beaumont that
Okay.
died drinking and driving in Louisiana here a year or two ago. How long has it been since he died? 2 years ago, I guess.
He's a friend.
And so anyhow, you know, it was an attempt at humor, and it was at the expense of Calvin Walker and BISD, and it was before anything was resolved. I mean, he was still, I don't remember if he was waiting on trial.
It was
or if the
pending trial.
It was
Trial date might have been
pending
set.
trial, yeah. And I talked to Bill about it. He said he thought because it was a closed group, you know, that, but yeah, even after the fact, I think he acknowledged to me that they shouldn't have done it, and it was important.
No one acknowledged to me. So I was there sitting in the front row.
What
I
did
don't
they
know
do?
why. Let me explain. So every year there's a press club awards, and I've won awards there. So I went. I'm sitting next to the superintendent of Port Arthur ISD at the time, Dr. Brown, and I was in the front row. And so he started making these jokes about BISD, just hammering BISD.
Mr. Brown?
Paul.
No,
Bill
Bill
Leger.
Leger was
Okay.
the host.
Okay.
And so my whole thing was, they could have spread the love a little bit. I mean, if there's humor in Hardin County, let's talk a little bit about Lumberton. Let's talk a little bit about Port Arthur. Guys, come on. Why are we just hammering me?
It was an easy target, yeah.
And so
And I don't
just-
think it was
and
directed-
all night long.
It wasn't supposed to be, I don't think it was ever meant to be targeting you.
It was all night long.
Yeah.
Being that I know that I was the only BIC employee in the room.
At the time you was a BISD?
Yes, and there was another teacher in the back.
No, Craig Icorn was there.
And Craig Icorn was there, sitting next
Because you
to me.
guys went to the grill with us afterwards.
Yes, I was at the grill afterwards.
Okay.
So anyway, I wrote a letter to the press club and they never acknowledged it. They never said anything. And more than that, it was the fact that Newsmaker of the Year that year was Mike Getz, was won as Newsmaker of the Year. And I was like, I thought Newsmaker of the Year was someone who was supposed to be a positive. Depending on where your views are, my guess isn't quite positive.
Yeah, I had that same
And-
argument when, and you might have been, so I think you might have been on the board that year. We were at the Rocking A, that was some years before, and it was when Ron Walker was running against Carl Griffith.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron Walker was nominated as Newsmaker of the Year. And I said, how as journalists do we nominate someone
Mhm.
saying that it was a positive that Ron Walker is
Mhm.
challenging an incumbent?
Mhm.
We must be deciding in advance that Ron
Somebody
Walker
is
is
right.
a good thing.
Yeah.
And I said,
somebody
those
is
rules have
positive.
to, and I fought for, I'm done with the press club now, but, I fought for years to change the rules on that. Did you see the Newsmaker lineup this year?
Yes, it